东。Show me a blue state. Okay, come up here. Show me a blue state. You know, we talk about the red states and the blue state. Okay. Okay. First of all, blue is for what? Okay, it's for Democrat. Okay, so which state? It's more like a Democratic state. Kansas. Okay, any reason why? Because it's in the middle of nowhere. That's where the Democrats live, right? In the middle of nowhere.
Middle, but a little west.
Okay, little west. This is really middle. Okay, if we talk about west, that's west. But okay, no. But why the Democrat in Kansas? Mr. Wu, can you tell me why Democrats in Kansas? Just in the middle, a little bit west. That's it.
Yeah,
that's your reason. Okay. Okay. 吕佩轩. Yeah. Okay. First of all, come on here. Just want to make sure, get some idea about the blue or red. You understand blue and red? Blue is the Democratic states. Red is the Republican state. Okay, so this is American map. You're going to, so come up here and try to identify one, either a blue or a red. You have a choice here. Okay, you pick the red color. Okay, so find me a red state that tends to vote for Republican.
Can I change?
Oh, okay. Okay, blue here. So, feel comfortable with the blue. Okay, let's try another one. We're going to only practice for 5. 豆煮康. Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, fine. 郑君哲. 吴凯. Yeah, please. It's because Obama, a Democrat in power, you all pick blue? You pick blue again? Nobody pick red? Is red a color that is somehow discredited now? Nobody won? Okay, wow. So nobody likes red color, huh? Xuan Li. Yeah. Okay. Okay, blue, red. No, I mean, what's the purpose of repeat after someone else? Jiazhou 在这, California is here, okay, but also being taken, okay. Okay. Okay, good. Texas. Okay. Now, one final question. He Ziyi. We have 5 here. Do you agree with all? You don't have to do anything. Just look at the 5 and see whether you agree with them.
Illinois.
Illinois. You don't agree with the Illinois.
Don't agree.
Which one you don't agree? Which, any problem with this 5?
Oregon.
Everyone's correct.
Oregon.
Oregon, you think should be red? Okay. Lin Zhenhao. Yeah, okay. You agree with everything? You sure about Illinois? Okay, what else? California, you very sure? Even though the governor of California, hasta la vista, baby. You have been eliminated. It's a Republican, huh? Arnold Schwarzenegger is a Republican. You think California is blue? No problem with that? Okay, most of them correct, okay, except this one. Okay. Now, Kansas, very conservative. Kansas, 3 congressmen, 2 senators, all Republican. But the governor used to be a Democrat. Okay, but it's very highly Republican. So we look at Republican, it's in the Midwest, it's in the mountain states and the South. Okay, Midwest is the battlefield. West is, Democratic. Northeast is Democratic. So isn't that easy if the politics is just like that? So easy that you will know, because of the blue and the red. Okay, what do we call this? We call this partisanship. Okay, in the first chapter of the book, you will come up with this term, partisanship. What do you mean by partisanship? And then we have another word we call bipartisanship. And then we have another word called nonpartisan. If we look at these few words, we will understand the, American politics a little bit more. 游志全. Do you understand what is party? You understand party. We all love party, right? But political party you also understand. Okay, so what do we mean by someone being partisan? Someone being partisan means someone likes to go to the party. That's it. What do you mean by partisan? Partisan means whatever the party said yes, you say yes. Okay? Whatever the party say no, you say no. That's partisan. I'm always, we call towing the party line. If I am a Republican, whatever the Republican do, I believe. If Bush said it is important to go to war against Iraq, I believe that. That's being partisan. Okay, being bipartisan means sometimes I can cross the party line and work with the other party members, and we reach some kind of consensus. Okay, now partisanship. What are some of the issues right now being debated? For example, in Taiwan, what is the issue being debated right now? Liu Yuzhang. 右张是右，刘 ，OK。 庄子称. Yeah. Now, what is being debated right now? Last weekend, we have a vote somewhere in Penghu. What was the issue? Casino. Okay. Now, casino is not a partisan issue, but somehow people has changed that into a partisan issue, saying the KMT supported casino, right? The DPP does not support casino. And that would be partisan. If I believe in that, that's partisan line. People just believing, but it's not an issue. Okay, maybe we have another issue called ECFA. So, 郑立伟, what is ECFA? Li Xiong-hao. Yeah, what is ECFA? ACFA? You're going to get prosperous? You're going to get rich? Right? That's ACFA. ECOFA? What is it? This is a very important thing going to happen. You don't know. You have not been watching television at all. You have not read newspaper at all for the past year or so. This is about what? Economic cooperation, framework, agreement that we consider signing with China. Okay? So that we can create some kind of free trade area. Now, this is a partisan issue right now because DPP is say no. Okay, KMT say yes. So what happened right now is we have issues in Taiwan, in the United States, everywhere similar. We call partisanship, or sometimes we use another word to describe the problem. We call polarization. Song Wei-da, 古文家. Okay, what do we mean by polarization? Two poles. One for North Pole, where we find polar bear, and another one is South Pole, where we find king penguin. Now, so what do we mean by polarization?
Different size, different idea.
Opposite, but also means there's almost no middle. Means you are at the extreme, right? North and South Pole. So polarization in Chinese we call 极化, right? So North, South, very far apart. And partisanship. This is what Obama's first chapter talk about Republicans and Democrats. It's nice. They are easily identifiable. You find someone, you just give one issue, like which side are you on? You say, I am pro-choice. Okay, so we will know who you are. Zhang Wenxuan. Yang Dongyan. Fan Jiazhan. Yeah. You understand what is pro-choice? Okay. Pro-choice. What a nice word. You believe or you support. Like I am pro, some people will accuse the KMT in Taiwan saying it is pro-China. Okay, pro means you are close to that side. You support that side. So you support choice. What does that mean? Because people don't want to say you are pro-abortion. Do you understand abortion? What is abortion? Yeah. Okay, so abortion, but you said, well, I support abortion. People will say, baby killer, right? But you said, I am pro-choice, meaning I support women's right to choose whether to keep the baby or not. Sounds better, huh? You know, I respect a woman's right. Okay, that's what we call pro-choice. So those people who are anti-abortion, we call them pro-life. They said, you know, I support life. So both are pro. One is pro-life, one is pro-choice. So by just looking at one issue, we can almost say whether you are blue or red. Yang Daifeng, yeah, pro-choice, blue or red, most of the time. Pro-choice is blue. Democrats, okay? Democrats believe in equality of gender equality, and sometimes they feel women, because of you know, having a pregnancy, might deter them from moving up the career ladder. They also believe, you know, this is not just, you know, some conservative view of keeping the baby, but it's a choice women make. So this is why we say partisan. You can almost bring one issue, and you can see, you know, whether, you know, this person is on which side, and you will know. So you throw up some issues. Okay, let me try. We have pro-life, pro-choice, and let me give you in the textbook, we have few issues here. I think in the very first few pages, you will find those issues. Where are the issues? Okay, tax. Okay, you said tax. Tax is not a bipartisan. It's not a partisan issue. Nobody likes tax, right? But we would say one party may be more receptive to tax than the others. Now, so question here: one, you know, accept tax a little bit more comfortable. 林敬琪. Yeah. Which party think tax is okay? I mean, nobody likes tax. We know that, right? But which party hates tax a little bit more? Republican. Why Republican hates tax? Because they are too rich, right? They don't want to be taxed. But in addition to that, what else? Of course, rich people hated tax. You know, on the other hand, when I was a poor student, graduate student in the United States, I loved to file tax return because I didn't earn enough. When I filed, they gave me something, a credit, a tax credit. So as a graduate student, every year I receive about $500 of low income, but tax, you pay tax, but they said, I mean, we should not really tax you. You're so poor. So they gave me $500 back. Okay, so I was happy to file tax. But most of the rich people don't, right? And the first time I filed my tax, I asked a friend who is an accounting major, you know, a CPA, you know, professional accountant. I said, okay, why don't you file this tax for me? And he had, spent a little bit of time doing that. I said, wow, you're a professional CPA, you don't know how to file my tax? And he said, no one so poor has ever hired me. Okay. He doesn't, you know, look at the bracket, you know, the tax bracket, said, you know, you earn this little and you want me to file tax for you. That's, I mean, very strange. But we all know tax now. So Republicans do not like tax because most of the Republican voters or Republican Party members earn more than the average Democrat. But there's another reason for that. Okay, Lin Boyu. Yes. Okay, they don't trust government. They always feel the government is not the most efficient sector. The private sector is more efficient. So anything the private sector can do better, you should let the private sector do, like healthcare, right? Right now, the healthcare, if Obama is pushing for healthcare, you know it's not going to, make money, so the government has to put a lot of money into that. Where does that money come from? Raise new tax, okay? And one time, a Republican himself betrayed this tax issue, okay, and lost the election, okay? So I'm going to ask you, 何马龙, 郑洁之, yeah, okay. Republican is never supposed to raise tax. They only cut tax. Okay, so they always say, we're going to give you tax cut. One Republican president called George Bush Sr. Okay, not the George W. Bush. Okay, but George H.W. Bush. Okay, he during the election in 1988, he said, "Read my lips, no new taxes." Means look at what I'm saying, no taxes. And then once he entered government, he said, "Oh, I didn't realize the country is broke." So, after 8 years of my predecessor, the beloved Ronald Reagan, Republican, do not raise tax. And Ronald Reagan gave people some strange idea. He said, "I'm going to cut tax, but I'm going to increase defense spending, military, and then I will balance the budget." Like, okay, you're going to cut tax, means less revenue coming to the government. You're going to spend more money on military, and you say you're going to balance the budget? No, that's not possible. But most people say, wow, so nice. Okay, now, but of course, there has to be some rationale. They said, if I cut tax, the rich people say, oh, I'm paying less tax. I'm more willing to invest. So the more I invest, the more job I create a tax base. So eventually, I earn more taxes. But it didn't happen. Okay, and the funny thing was in 1980, Bush was also campaigning for Republican nomination, and he said, "This is called voodoo economics." Okay, but what happened? You are invited to be the vice president, so he, kept his mouth shut for 8 years, and then he said, "Oh, if I don't raise tax, I get elected." So he said during the campaign, no new taxes. But once he got elected, found out he had to raise tax. And after he raised the tax, what happened? In 1992, he lost the election. People said, no, I mean, you raise tax. That's a no. In English, we call it taboo, right? Taboo is something you don't do, okay? So tax, the Republicans do not trust the government. The Republicans believe tax is another way of we call socialism. So what do we mean by that? Huang Boyu. Socialism. You understand socialism? Communism, socialism, capitalism. Do you understand socialism? Like left wing, Marx. Oh, our Sun Yat-sen was a socialist one time, right? In fact, you don't have to study the 3 principles of government now, of people right now. 三民主义, nobody study right now. But nationalism, democracy, 民生主义. How do we call 民生主义? One translation is people's livelihood. Okay? The other translation is socialism. Sun Yat-sen is a socialist. So what does that mean, socialist? Yeah, but what does that mean, really? I mean, when people talk about socialism, and that's, by the way, that's how people accuse Obama as well, right? Being a socialist. What does that mean, socialist? socialists are the one who believe in redistribution of income, especially through tax. Okay, so the Republican felt, all this hard-earned money can be wasted by an inefficient government who have different agenda, who might spend the money in the area I don't agree, like abortion. Right? We already talked about abortion. The Republicans do not believe in abortion, do not support abortion. They oppose abortion. And then they found out some of the money went to the government. The government support clinic, hospital that can conduct abortion. Okay, it's like I pay my money to the government, and then the government is doing something I totally disagree. Okay, so you understand the issues. So tax is an issue. We have what else? Next one, we have healthcare. I think that's one. Do we need to discuss that one? You should know healthcare. What about? Okay. Gay marriage. 谢依晨. Okay, you understand gay marriage. When you are married, you are happy, you're gay, right? That's what we call a gay marriage, a happy marriage. What is gay marriage? Okay, the same gender? Okay, so which party, red or blue, are more tolerant? Blue is more tolerant, okay, for gay marriage. Red is not, even though we find you have red senators being caught as a gay, right? He criticized gay. Oh, this guy, I cannot believe. It's like, if you are gay, if you know that coming out of the, what do we call it, the door? No, the closet, huh? Coming out of the closet, you're going to get defeated. But at least you are not going to criticize other people being gay. This senator criticized others, and himself later was forced to resign because he got caught. But gay marriage is not just an issue of traditional marriage. People wanted to change, but also gay marriage has another stigma, we call another problem sometimes, especially if we have healthcare issue now. If we have national health care, the Republican will feel that if we have national health care, why should our health care money go to gay marriage or disease caused by gay marriage like AIDS? Okay, which is not necessarily true, but they can always put that, right? You understand AIDS? Right? So, this is a big issue, okay? And what do we do with, the health care if the money went to certain area? Okay, but if I'm a Democrat, I can also talk about Republican being supported by a lot of we call big interest group, including like NRA. What is NRA? Very important one. 卓杰. Yeah, what is NRA? NRA, National Rifle Association. Okay, so it's a gun lobby, we call. It's like you have gun in the lobby. What does that mean? Gun lobby. What is a lobby? Lobby. Like hotel lobby. But what do we mean by lobby? In politics, what is a lobby? make big room, okay? But in politics, we talk about people, interest groups, okay, who sit in the lobby waiting to talk to the congressmen or senators and try to push their idea or their interests or issues, their concern. So we call lobby. So today lobby is called 游说. Okay? So lobby is, you try to persuade someone. Sometimes it's nice. For example, casino, we have this issue in Penghu, right? So lobby is, if it's happening to be voted, decided by our legislature, not by the people, like a referendum, but by the people, then the pro and anti-casino groups become lobby or lobbyists. People are lobbyists. So lobbyist is not people who sit in the lobby, okay, but people who are doing the lobby. So here, gun control is a big lobbying group. But we can also talk about gun kill so many people. So why are we supporting the gun? Or another one, not just the gun, but tobacco lobby. Okay, you understand tobacco? Tobacco? Cigarettes? Okay. Now, Taiwan, I think cigarette smoker right now become the lowest class of citizen in Taiwan. Right? You cannot smoke inside a building. You cannot even smoke very close to a hospital or, even in open space. Right? You have to be, 10 feet, 10 meters away from a hospital before you can smoke. But smoking, tobacco growers, they supported Republican Party so that they can continue to sell cigarettes. Now, can we also say they waste all money because cigarettes, smoking, detrimental to your health? Remember that German word called what? Zigaretten schaden deine Gesundheit. I thought Tsinghua students learn German. You don't learn German? It's a science and engineering university. You're supposed to learn German, right? So, cigarette is dangerous to your health. By the way, that's the only German I can speak, is reading that, cigarette label, outside the label said, Zigaretten schaden deine Gesundheit. Gesundheit, health, right? Your health. Okay, so schaden means harm. It's harmful to your health. If that's the case, should we separate people who smoke and non-smokers in terms of health insurance? Okay, that would be a big issue. So there are a lot of these issues involved. It's not just always black and white. Sometimes I think it's gray. Okay, so bipartisan, you understand the bipartisanship in American politics. You can almost look at one issue. Like gun, you would say, which party support gun more? Let's try once. The Han Ni. Yeah, which party, which Republican or Democratic Party support the, having the right to bear arms? Yeah, you understand, to bear arms, to carry an arm. Which party? Republican or Democrat? Democrat. Why? Because Democratic supporters mostly live in the urban center, and you have lots of crime, so everybody wants to protect ourselves, so we carry gun to deter people, right? Is that the reason? Maybe. In fact, the more guns you have, the more likely you have violence. So the Democratic Party is very much opposed to the carrying of guns. Okay, And you look at the states, okay, like California, you say, well, I'm a hunter. Yeah, maybe some hunters living in California, but don't you think hunters should be from Wyoming, from Colorado, from Texas? So in this urban area, in the East Coast, New York City, I mean, I don't think people like to see guns around all the time, especially kids. You know, when I was a resident of a very big state called Alaska, Alaska is a gun state. Everybody loves gun. So when I help people to move, like, you know, the lady of the house one time, you know, our friend said, her husband is a Caucasian, and so she said, how many guns have we moved so far? I said, about a dozen. She said, make sure. He has 14 guns. Okay, let's count it. You know, we don't want to miss any gun. Okay, so you know how many guns they have. That's one. And my friends will go to hunting brown bear. Okay, they have to pick lottery every year. Like, you know, so many people want to hunt bear. So you know, you're lucky to draw a number. And then if you draw a number, they airlift you to a tiny little island called Kodiak Island. And then they will drop you and then pick you up a week later. Okay? So you carry everything. And if you shot the bear, you have to, you know, get rid of the meat and then get the skin, right? That's, so, you know, So he asked me, he said, well, you know, I'm going to get a gun. You know, do you want me to give you something? I said, hey, yeah, the paw. We love the paw, right? 熊掌. Oh, the paw. Okay. And then he got me the paw. But the paw didn't used to eat the honey of the trees. This is a Kodiak Island. This is Alaska. They are eating the salmon. Very fishy. Ow. So we don't know how to prepare that paw. So we have to send it to someone in New York to do it. They say you have to cook it for at least 3 weeks every day, you know, in order to do something. So I don't know. But I should ask for something. The bladder, maybe. 熊胆. But this is a gun, okay? And when I send my kids to his friends, like, Dad, could I go to Dennis' house to play? I said, okay, just a second. Let me call his parents. Do you have guns at home? Okay, are they well secure? Okay, then you can go. Otherwise, you know, accidents happen all the time. Gun country. My friend in 1988 refused to vote for Democratic Party candidate, presidential candidate. He said, he is going to take my guns away. Okay, so he supported Republicans. So a very Republican issue, gun, carrying gun. So Western, so historical, you know, in this traditional society. It's a little bit like today, you know, when you don't carry gun with you, some people say, I felt naked. You know, like there's something missing. You know, it's a little bit like this. You know, this is our gun today, right? If you don't have this carry, it's like, why so light? Something wrong. Okay, the Republican, the conservative, they have their gun here. They feel comfortable. Okay, if they don't, you know, today you don't find all the guns. You'll be amazed how many pocket knife they have. Okay, people like, I mean, pocket knife is also very heavy. I don't know why people want, but gun control. So you understand the issue now. The ironic part is in 1981, Ronald Reagan, a Republican, was shot by a lunatic. Okay, so someone said, oh, okay, Republican president being shot. Maybe we have an opportunity to control or to limit the access of gun. Okay, that's a Republican issue, and now Republican president getting shot. So they finally put in some restriction. So for example, when I first went to the U.S., you can go to the counter and say, I love that gun. Okay, you can buy the gun. Now they say, oh, okay, we have to have a background check. So they run the computer, you know, like your name, writing down who you are, and see whether you have any criminal background. okay, or any other reasons you want to buy gun right away. So we call waiting period, like 1 week. You know, for example, some of you, ladies might be very upset with your husband. We call straddling. Straddling is what? 劈腿, okay. So you went to the store and buy a gun, right? Try to shoot your husband. But, 1 week, cooling off period. Maybe, you will not kill someone. You will not make something stupid. So this waiting period is a good thing, okay? But for NRA, they don't like it. They say, we're selling gun. Why are you trying to prevent us selling gun? They also think gun is a sports, target shooting. You love target shooting. I went out with my friend from Taiwan. The first thing he went to the U.S. is to buy guns. Okay. First, he bought a BB gun, and then the BB gun, that's for kids, right? So shotguns, and then so we went out for target shooting, flying target. And one time, like 2 targets, like boom, boom, okay? And then, all this target shooting, go into there, wearing the earphone, you feel you're so man. Okay? So that's a very important one. So understand this issue. Now, if we look at every issue this way, can we find that issues is not partisan, but bipartisan? People actually can work together. Okay, healthcare. It's a bipartisan issue. Everybody care about the high cost of medication, but the Republicans said no. We don't want national health care. We don't want socialized medicine. So even health care is. How about education? Do we want quality of education? Everybody agree, right? Education. I mean, anyone who is against public education? Yes, Republican Party is against public education. Why? Okay, now, why I don't think we have anyone in Taiwan, the pen green and pen blue, having problem with the education. But let's try this one. 谢云达. Yeah, okay. Why would Republican not happy with with the American public education, public schools? Cost a lot. They pay tax and then okay, the tax will be used to support what? Public education. But why don't they like the public education? Education, I thought it's what do we call? Compulsory education. It is a right for every citizen to receive. Also, some people say it's an obligation. But what's wrong with the public education? Okay, what's wrong with public education? Let me ask you here. You are going to a national university, a public university. Everybody loves public university in Taiwan. So what's wrong with public school?
People go to the public university.
Less money, okay. But what's wrong with having government set up public education system? That's the responsibility of the government, don't you think? Especially for elementary school and middle school. So, but the Republicans do not like the public education. Any problem with this public education that caused the Republicans to be so critical of it? 萧富腾. Yeah, any reason? Okay, first of all, Republican, a lot of them are also conservative, religious, and they felt that in public school, they don't teach traditional value anymore. Okay, used to be 50 years ago in America, people go to school. The first thing you do, the very beginning of school in Taiwan, what do we have? Go to elementary school, we have a morning session, meeting, and then the principal will say something, raising the flag, okay? Raise the flag, right? Flag raising ceremony. By the way, public school education is also, we call, a political socialization, helping young kids to love their country, respect the flag, okay? Right? So that's very important. But in American public school, people said, well, we have to be sensitive to other kids that are from different backgrounds. So right now, 50 years ago, you go to the school, elementary school kids, you have prayer in the morning. Okay? You pray in the morning like, dear Heavenly God, let me have strength to deal with my behavior, my trouble classmates, my crazy teachers, okay. But anyway, help you, right, to go through the day. But there was a prayer in the morning. The teacher might be able to teach some Bible in the classroom. Also put on, we call 10 Commandments. In Obama's book, you will find that 10 Commandments. What do we mean by 10 Commandments? Thou shalt not kill, right? Thou shalt not commit adultery. Okay, what is that? 十戒. Thou shalt not kill. What does that mean? 不可杀人. Thou, T-H-O-U, that the traditional English. So, those are all removed right now. Okay, the teacher cannot even put a Bible on his desk because that is almost saying those people who do not read Bible, like, maybe I will be discriminated. Okay, so some of those traditional values are no longer taught. And Republicans also are not happy with the public school because of another issue we call evolution, 彭冠荣. What is evolution or evolution? Charles Darwin just celebrated his 200th birthday, right? Earlier this year. Okay, what is evolution? Okay, but so why would somebody against this evolution? We are progressing from ancient, from traditional society to become more modern. That's good. So why would Republican Party not like this? Competition? Republicans love competition. They say private sector, because of competition, people actually work harder. That's the reason they don't like public school. They think the public school teachers, the job is unionized, is union job, is guaranteed, so they don't work as hard. Okay? So what's the reason for Republicans not happy with evolution? Evolution sometimes can be easily reduced as something of what? Like what? If you reduce evolution, saying this is what the evolutionists believe, 进化, from what to what? Human being from chicken egg? No, I have never heard that kind of evolution. Huh? But what's the evolution when we talk about humans' origin? We evolve from what? we evolved from what kind of animal? Okay, apes or monkey, right? So Republican will always question, saying, that's evolution? No, we are created by God according to Bible, right? So that's the Republican problem with public school, because the public school teach evolution. And Republicans said, no, you cannot teach evolution. You have to teach my theory called creationism. Okay? Creationism means we are created by God. And one other thing about education, you think education is also dividing issue? 艾尔强. Yeah. Okay. In addition to all these issues, the reality is what? Most of the elementary school and middle school teachers, they tended to vote for Democrat. Why? That's the reason Republicans do not like the public education, because people who work there do not support Republican Party. Why? This is almost like chicken or egg, right?
Other issue from creation.
Okay. In addition to a creation, but also budget, right? Republican Party might not think to give so much money to the public school or the teachers would be useful. They think, you know, if my son wants to get a good education, I'll send him to the, we call, parochial school. What do you mean by parochial? Parochial? Yeah, but also more, you know, in America, when we talk about parochial school, we're talking about private school. We're talking about church school, either a Catholic or a Protestant, church, Christian school. So here, parochial school, you send your kids, you say, well, see, they can discipline the kids. They can teach Bible. They teach the same value as I teach. Earlier, I mentioned about gay marriage. In public school, people say, why are we discriminating against gay? Because people are not taught that they can be gay couples as well. It's a little bit like long time ago in America. Let's say only 60 years ago, 50 years ago in Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia here, very conservative states, just voted for the first time a Democratic candidate last year, voted for Obama. Virginia, 50 years ago, prohibited interracial marriage. Okay? So, what do you have to teach people? It's okay to marry someone, different background. They said, in the textbook, if you find in elementary school books, they put different kids together, different color. Always, American elementary school, you have that. So, what are they trying to teach also in New York City? For example, like Jane has 2 mothers. Okay. A family cannot be defined just as in Taiwan we used to have what? Papa, Mama, 哥哥妹妹, something, right? A model family, 4. Okay, but public education right now can teach you saying this family is made up of 2 mothers. Okay, that's also a family. Of course, Republican will be upset with public education. Republicans do not like unions because they bargain for higher wages, and generally speaking, Republicans do not believe in the quality of public school education as well. So they do not want to fund. So we think education should be bipartisan. No, it's not the case. So every issue can divide. So Obama, in his first chapter, got so frustrated. Like, can we build a bridge? Can we have bipartisanship? Working together, but not. It's like you don't even socialize with your opponents anymore. You differ in your views on issues, and you don't even socialize with them. Okay, that's pretty bad. Okay, let's take a break. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Earlier we said every issue can divide the two parties, including Iraqi war. Right? When Americans were attacked by the terrorists, so most people said, yeah, everybody become patriotic, everybody loves America, and even like a foreign country would say, yeah, today we are all Americans, we stand on your side. But right now, it's being divided. People have different approach. For example, Bush or the Republican Party believe you can use torture to get intelligence. We call information, intelligence, 情报, right? From people who are being captured, and without sending them to trial. But the Democratic Party will say, wait a second, these people also have their human rights. You also have, we call due process, according to the law, right? Due process of law. So you cannot torture them. We call due process. So most of the issue will be dividing the two parties. John Kerry, the nominee of the Democratic Party, so look at this one. If we look at this paragraph, maybe do we need to change this into another something? Sheol, right? Ooh. Come on. Oh. Okay. What happened here? This one? Anyone knows? You have to use a different. Okay, no, it's value. Okay, I think it's correct now. So he talked about John Kerry's value and record, but most interesting thing here is about John Kerry believe. What does he believe? Okay, it's very Obama, bipartisan. He talked about. There is a paragraph here saying John Kerry believes in America where hard work is rewarded. Now, this is very important. This is a Republican idea. Hard work. I worked so hard, so I got rewarded. Not like those people we call welfare moms. Just by having more kids, you can receive more welfare. You don't have to work. That would not be rewarding hard work. Maybe she also worked very hard to have so many kids. But still, from the Republican point of view, that's welfare. That's not hard work, ethics. So John Kerry, Obama said, at least also believe in hard work. And more importantly, being rewarded for your hard work. So, but he said something different. He said, instead of offering tax break to companies shipping jobs overseas, he offered them to companies creating jobs here at home. Okay, so that's democratic, because Republicans said, oh, we have workers in inside the United States, wages too high. They have unions, they negotiate. We cannot be competitive. In order to remain competitive, what do? We have to ship the job to Mexico. We have to ship the job to China, right? But those companies are still getting breaks. It's a little bit like our high-tech company in Taiwan, always getting a lot of tax breaks. That you don't have to pay the tax for the first 10 years. You know, you get some kind of land for a very low rent. So those we call tax breaks. John Kerry, according to Obama, saying we will not give tax break to companies shipping jobs overseas. Okay, which means workers, blue-collar workers, lost job in America. That's blue-collar workers also support Democratic Party more. Okay, so Republican like, who cares? You know, yeah, I ship the jobs overseas. Those who lost their job, they are now my voters anyway. Right? So I'm going to ship my job, making my voters, the boss, more happier because they can make more money by shipping the jobs. But John Kerry, according to Obama, want to give tax break to any company who try to keep jobs, to keep the company operating within the United States. It's a little bit like in Taiwan. We know we also have factory owners shipping jobs to China, to Vietnam. You know, you have blue-collar workers, you know, coming back home on Friday afternoon or Saturday morning, and then went back to the factory on Monday morning. Ooh, factory is gone. It's locked. You know, this is happening in Taiwan all the time. You know, the boss just moved all the machines into China during the weekend while arranging all the workers to go on a company trip to Penghu. Have you ever heard of those stories? You know, while the workers are on a trip, a picnic trip or a vacation to Taitung, and the factories in Taoyuan, you know, over the weekend had been shipped to China. Okay, the people dismantle the machines. So that's why you get the Republican idea, but put that in the Democratic policy we call hard work being rewarded. Okay, now. And Obama also talked about, you know, other issues here. So let's get someone. Wang Boquan. Yeah, do you have your copy? You don't. Well, you cannot see. So this is Chen Yiping. I sent you the copy, right? Do you have that copy with you? No? Nobody has that copy? Only Gu Wenjia has the copy? What happened? Okay, so some of you do. Okay. Lin Genyi. Wang Shun. Do you have the copy? You don't. Okay, He Xinjia. No. Do you receive email at all? You don't check your email? NTHU email, usually useless, right? It's from the professor. The Gmail is from my girlfriend. I'll check that. Okay. So next time I'll send you to your, Gmail or to your Facebook maybe. Pan Yian, 张顺杰，有没有？都没有，你们都没有，做到后面都又没有，又往后面做 ，right? That's your philosophy. 林一鸣 ，you have one? No? What happened here? Okay, so someone who has it. Okay, let's start from you. Okay, the paragraph about a while back. That paragraph, a while back. Okay, does this few lines recall something else about Kennedy's speech a little bit? What was Kennedy's speech when he was accepted? He said the nomination. Do not ask what your government can do for you, the country. Okay, do not ask what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. Okay, now it's reversed. Obama said, this young guy, this young man is so good, he has such great trust in the government. He's preparing to go to war in Iraq. He thinks this is the right thing to do. And Obama said, are we serving this young man as well as he serves our country? Okay, so it's a reverse type of asking the question. This is going to be a Marine. And then he talked about women, all the issues. So I think, Ari-chan, you have one, right? Okay, can you read the next one?
I thought of the 900 million women, sons and daughters, husband and wife, friends and neighbors who won't be restoring their own promises. I thought of the families I have met who were struggling to get by without the loved ones' full income, or whose loved ones have returned without wind, music, or nurse shelter, but still lack long-term health benefits because they were really sick.
Reservist. Okay, what do you mean by reservist? It's an army, but they are called when there's no, they are not, we call, the professional soldiers, right? They are the one who might be waiting if there's a need, might be called. And those will not have the kind of benefit being given to the regular military people. So reservists. But here, I thought this is a question that is bipartisan. Okay? You don't agree the war in Iraq. But when Americans went to war in Iraq and came back injured, or they, some people died in the battle. So here he said, this is 2004, so only 900. I'm sorry, I don't want to use that only. They were a lot, 900. 1 year, a little bit over a year, right? I think it was not 2003, the American went into Iraq. And a year later, you have 900 people died. These are men and women, sons and daughters, husband and wives, and friends and neighbors that are not coming home. Okay, they were not coming home. So, these they left their loved ones there without a lot of help. So, I think it's a bipartisan issue. How do we help the people who serve the country? Now, in Taiwan, we know one time, or at least in Taiwan, people do have problems with our veterans, our retired military people, drawing very good benefits, getting housing, getting monthly salary, very good pay. We have problem. Why? Why do we have problem with our veterans in Taiwan? Ai-chan, do you know why? Because our last battle was in 1958. So that was 51 years ago. Now, today, most of our soldiers, generals, with all the stars, have never seen a day of battle in their life. And they're getting all this high pay. They're getting all this retirement benefits. I think we have trouble with that. But at least these are the ones who went to the battle. So, you familiar with Michelle Obama? The cause she adopted is to take care of the veterans' loved one, families. That's her cause. What was Laura Bush's cause? Like every first lady has to adopt, we call a pet project. You understand what is a pet project? Okay, I'm going to try Chen Yiping, 林耿毅。刚才是没有的，现在连人都不在了嘛。王胜。Okay, what is a pet project? You understand? Do you have a pet? No, you don't. Okay. What is a pet project? Maybe a, girl will help. Maybe. Let's try. 林雨涵。谢新平。在吗？ Okay. What is a pet project? You understand pet? Pet is what? A dog, a cat. So a pet project is a project to raise a pet, to raise a dog, or to raise a cat. Do you have one? No. Okay, good for you. Because I think the cat and the dog are the reason we have such a low birth rate in Taiwan. Because all the girls are raising cats and dogs instead of dating. They think the cat and the dog are more loyal than the boyfriend. So we're not getting married. They have not having kids, so we have the lowest birth rate. Okay, so good. Do not keep a pet. But a pet project is something you like, something you consider dear to you. Okay. Now, if one day you become our first lady, what will be your pet project? I'll give you a hint. Our current first lady's pet project is professional baseball. 周美青现在的 pet project 就是在救我们的兄弟象子。Okay. 吴淑珍的 pet project is helping our jewelry industry. Okay. So what is a pet project for you? You said, I'm going to help the pets in Taiwan. Okay, fine. That would be good as well, right? We just had a new one as someone, a lot of animal abuse in Taiwan, so that's good. Laura Bush, the former First Lady, anyone know what's her pet project? Her mother-in-law, the senior Bush lady, Barbara Bush. Barbara Bush liked to teach kids how to read. Okay, literacy. Okay, Laura Bush is also about reading library. She was a librarian before in elementary school, so she loved to help. Okay, so that's one project. Michelle Obama's pet project right now is to help the veterans' family, who lost their loved one and, devastated, or someone who came back home from the battle, lost their arms, lost their limbs, or maybe having some kind of problems, like nerves problems. So that's the one she cares more, those who serve their country. So you understand pet project. I think she got it from Obama's speech. You understand the connection now. Okay. So sometimes other pet project you can have, like Hillary Clinton, when she was First Lady, her pet project was healthcare. Okay. I'm not sure about your pet project. Maybe some people will be saving the environment, getting clean water, or save a particular species in Taiwan, particular kind of animal or fish, or some kind of turtle, some kind of salmon. So those are the things you can do. At least Michelle Obama is doing that. And that's why Obama said here, it's like, we support veterans. We do not support the war, but once they went to the war, we will support them on their return. And to never ever go to war without enough troops to win the war. Okay, this is almost like saying you want to send the soldiers, and they will know why they are there to fight, and you're going to win the peace for them. Okay. So this is a very important part, and I think we want to jump a little bit about the differences. Okay. here he says about John Kerry's idea of America that it's not enough for some of us to prosper. Okay, some good people, they become rich. That's not good enough. Along our famous, America is famous for individualism, right? What's the opposite of individualism? 潘怡安。吕义生。我潘怡安的。Okay, now what is the opposite of individualism? You know, is Taiwan having a individualist culture? What is individual? You understand individual? Individualism. Versus, what's the opposite? Non-individualism. Thank you. No, it's not. What is it? What's the opposite? You understand individualism? Okay. Now, is Taiwan an individualist society? Your parents say yes. You know, looking at your generation, they say, we're so individualistic. Like I have been notified by my son, he got engaged. Okay? I said, why don't you ask me first? He said, well, this is a surprise. This is a surprise, you know, for my fiancée, but if I told you, then it would not be a surprise. Okay. That's what we call only think of himself, herself. But a culture that is not individualist, what we call collectivist. Okay, collectivism. Collectivism. You don't collect people, but just collectivism. Okay. So even in America, it's an individualist society, famous for individualism. There is, you know, but you are still connected as one people. Okay. So, a very important thing here, the idea. If a child on the south side of Chicago does not know how to read, that matters to me, okay, to Obama. Even if that child is not my child. If a senior citizen, okay, so Ms. Pan, how old do you have to be a senior citizen? 65. Okay. Some places, they allow you to lower a little bit. I remember a coffee place in Alaska. They said if you are 55 and older, you can get like 30% off of your coffee. So I almost wanted to pretend I'm over 55, okay, to get that. But you understand, senior citizens, over 65, they cannot pay their prescription. So what is a prescription? By Weiming, what is prescription? Prescription drugs, especially we refer to prescription drugs. 药方. Okay, so basically you go to the pharmacy, right? You get a prescription from the doctor, you go to get the drugs. That's what we call prescription drugs. And had to choose between medicine or the rent. That makes my life poorer. Okay, Obama is saying, okay, we care, you know. What's the Chinese word for this? 张根豪. I think we have something for this. You know, a child that cannot read, you know, it's my problem. That matters to me. A senior citizen cannot afford to pay their prescription drugs. Okay, that also makes my life poorer. What does that mean in Chinese? Can you summarize in Chinese? Long time ago, we already have that. 老吾老以及人之老，幼吾幼以及人之幼 right? You know, the kids cannot read, even though it's not your kid, you care. 幼吾幼以及人之幼 right? 老吾老以及人之老 do you have problem with this? How do we translate that? That's difficult. What do you mean by 老吾老以及人之老？老吾老，老人 my 老人，老 my 老 and 人之老 and people getting old. Okay. I think it's the same meaning. Okay. So why don't we just write it here so you know? I mean, not a lot of words. I mean, maybe we can have someone from statistics, like you know, how many you can rearrange 老吾老以及人之老. You know, like probability. You know, like. We have 3 老 here. I think this is to take care my old, and I also take care other people's old citizens, you know. Okay. My youngers and others people's. Okay, so that's Obama is saying that. Okay. Next time you saw him, you know, just send him our 天下为 no. Is it 天下为公? What is this? 礼运大同 right? 老吾老以及人之老，大道之行也嘛。Okay, so just give it to him. No wonder he's a socialist. 天下为公 right? That's a socialist idea. Okay. That's what he said. And if an Arab American family being rounded up without benefit of attorney or due process, we talk about due process, that threatens my liberty. So it's not just, you know, Arabic American is also American. So that's the same idea of caring. And that's the fundamental belief. And I am my brother's keeper. Okay. Wang Weijie. What do you mean by brother's keeper? Have you ever said that to your mom? Like your mom went out and said, you take care of your brother, younger brother. You say, but I have a date. No, you stay with your younger brother. And then you say, am I my brother's keeper? What does that mean? This is actually from Bible, from Abel and Cain. Okay, the story, the first homicide in human history. Okay, the 2 brothers, one killed the other, not happy with the, you know, offering or something. So the one brother killed the other, and then the parent asked, excuse me, my gun, where is my gun? No wonder. So they said, where is your brother? He said, am I my brother's keeper? 我是照顾他的吗？我管他吗？ Okay, that's not my job. Okay, but here Obama said, yes, I am my brother's keeper. You know, we have to take care of each other. We are brothers. So I am my sister's keeper. That makes the country work. Okay, that's the idea. We are connected. And they gave you one beautiful Latin term. So we'll try to get someone who can read. Can you read Latin now here? Well, I mean, but French is the closest to Latin than Chinese. E pluribus unum. Okay, just like unum, just like you pronounce E pluribus unum. Out of many, we become one. Okay, so that's, by the way, where do you find that phrase? In American quarter, the money, the currency, okay, e pluribus unum. So we are one, and that's where he began to talk about the difference. Okay, this is where he started with the America that should not be divided. Okay, even as we speak, those who prepare to divide us, the spin masters and the negative peddlers, embrace politics, anything goes. Okay, and that's where Obama's most famous speech started. He said, I say to them tonight, there is not a liberal America nor a conservative America. There is the United States of America. There is not a black America and a white America. And Latino America and Asian America, that's the United States of America. And then the pundit like to slice and dice. Chinese understand this the most because this is part of our cooking. Right? What do you mean by slice? Especially Yunnan dishes, right? 大薄片 slice, 切片 dice. What is dice? Throwing the dice. You all know the dice. 是什么? The dice. What's the shape of a dice? Cubic. Okay. So what kind of meat do we do that? We slice the beef. We slice the pork. But do we slice the chicken? 切片. Yeah, some. But most of the time we dice the chicken. 切丁. Okay, so slice and dice. That's how, so we come up with the blue and the red states. Red states and blue state, red for Republican, blue for Democrats. And here, Obama said, wait a second. We worship an awesome God in the blue states. Okay, Republicans say we are more religious. But Obama said in the blue states, we also worship God as well. Okay? So, we don't like federal agents poking around. Poking around means trying to, checking you to see what you're doing on your libraries in the red states. Okay, this is what the Democrats do want: freedom of speech, or freedom. They do not want government to search you without a warrant. But after September 11, what happened? Americans said, we want to know who are building bombs, remember? So they go to check your library card. Did you check out the book on bombs? So, but even in the Republican states, you do not like the government agent to check your library books that you check out. So, as well. And they coach the Little League in the blue states. You understand blue states, Democratic states. But Little League is so family. Republicans say we are pro-family. So playing baseball with your kids or going to your kids' Little League game is so important. Okay, I have done that as well myself. Right? I went with my kids. Like, you have to be cheerleaders when they play the baseball, and then you also have to prepare snacks and juice. I think taking turn. So all those Little League is part of the American lore, but you also have Little League in the blue states, in the Democratic state, not the Republican state only. We have gates in the red states. Okay, people will say, oh, gate must be here, right? San Francisco, Bay Area. But sorry, where is our Brokeback Mountain? 郭卫林, have you seen the movie Brokeback Mountain? 李安, 断背山没看过. 简英哲, have you seen that movie? Okay. By the way, Li An is the most famous Taiwanese, okay, in the whole world. Okay, if we want to send someone saying, from Taiwan, I think, he probably come on top. But anyway, Brokeback Mountain, where is it? You forgot. Okay. But you know the story. It's in a western state somewhere. So the movie was shot in Canada, but originally the story is here, Wyoming. Okay. Wyoming is a red state, right? The typical image of gay, we are thinking of what? Fashion designer. What else? Hair stylist. Okay. But cowboys, no. So Li An changed that stereotype, right? Cowboys, Wyoming. So maybe Li An was inspired by Obama. You know, we have gay friends in the red states. Okay? But anyway, so this is what he's saying. It's almost like in Taiwan, what we are saying here in Taiwan is in the south, in Tainan, you have, you know, people from the remote area of Tainan or Jiayi County, somewhere in the on the sea, supporting unification. You know, it's like Yunnan, Yunjianan supporting unification, right? And then you have people from Taipei. Parents, father was a KMT general supporting independence. That's possible. That's what Obama is saying. You know, do not just divide us like, okay, the north in Taiwan is pen blue, the south is pen green. You have pen blue voters in green states, green counties, okay, in Taiwan. You have pen blue voters in pen green counties or township as well. So that's why they are all one. Okay, so this is a very important idea. And patriots, you understand what is a patriots? 李婉晴. What is a patriot? A patriot is a team from New England. What is patriot? People who love their country. Okay. There are a lot of movies, you know, crazy Americans, you know, they will make some movies about the people who are not happy with their country, want to take back the country, and say, I am a patriot. Okay. One of them was, I think it's about The Rock. Have you seen the movie The Rock? Okay, The Rock, you know, the General Hamill, I think, you know, a patriot. Okay, so if someone, for example, in Taiwan decide to do certain things, they say, well, I'm a patriot, in the name of patriot. But patriot means someone who loves the country. Here, you're supposed to be what? Supportive of the Iraqi war. But he said there are people, patriots, who oppose the war in Iraq. He said, no, can't be. It's like, can you be a patriot but oppose the war? It's almost like in Taiwan, can you be a someone who loves Taiwan but yet want to support ACFA? Maybe, you know, maybe they are. Okay, so this is the one, okay, who supported the war and patriots who opposed the war. Okay. So you have to remember, maybe like your university, okay, people who like to graduate and work for the science park. Who knows? Maybe there will be someone from your classmates who will be very critical of the science park and thinking the science park is the biggest evil in Taiwan. That's you said, well, that's not possible. You know, we are living in Hsinchu, right? You know, actually, my research money came from the science park support. But you can also have a different view. But you still love Taiwan, or you believe in something as well. So I think this is a very important idea Obama is trying to tell. Yes, Republican, Democrats, partisan, differences, but they are living together. Okay, that's one. Maybe they have not been able to convince each other yet. if you are able to convince, you have, we call overlap, cross each other's, in terms of overlapping idea, then you become bipartisan. Okay, they're trying to find something that both sides believe, both sides cherish, both sides are willing to work together. But traditionally, you have this problem, partisanship, okay, differences. Red states, blue states, which make our life easier, don't you think? I just, oh, you're from Texas. Okay, you must love guns. You must be, supportive of Republican Party. That's easier because that will be 60% correct instead of 51%. Okay. Okay, let's take a break. Not take a break. Off, and see you next week. Hopefully, are we going to get a book today? No. So next week. Okay, again.